Have you ever walked into a meeting, a networking event, or conference and realized that you were the only Black person, the only female, or the youngest person in the room? Well, I've been there too, and that can shake anybody's confidence. So as a young professional, thriving content creator, and entrepreneur, I wanted to talk to you guys today about sharing tips on best commanding your presence in any room, being able to bounce back from awkward assumptions, and walking in any space with total confidence. So whether you're presenting, whether you're networking, high-level meeting, any of those things, the strategies I tell you today are going to help you shine while staying true to yourself in a room where you may be uncomfortable.
Baby girl, you are so pretty, 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 pretty. Baby girl, you are so pretty, 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 pretty. Females made you just to trick me, trick me, trick me, trick me. 'Cause baby girl, you are so.
Hey fam, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about something that hits close to home for me, how to stay confident when you're the youngest, the only woman, or the only Black person, or even all three sometimes in your professional rooms or professional setting. I have had these moments more times than I can count, and I want to share the tools that help me show up and stay strong in those rooms. All right, so first things first, we're going to talk about acknowledging the reality, okay? Sometimes being the minority, right, in the room, being the only one of your kind in a room can make you feel really isolated and uncomfortable and as if you have nothing to relate to anybody in that room on. That is not true. It just so happens to be the reality that you are the minority in the room, and that is okay. We can live with that. So I've had many instances where I've been the only one in the room, but I think the thing to acknowledge about the reality of that is you can't change that thing. I cannot change the fact that I'm the only woman in the room. I cannot change the fact that I'm the youngest person in the room. And I cannot change the fact that I am the only Black person in the room. Those are things you cannot change. And so that shouldn't shake your confidence. But I will tell you why it does. Realizing you're the only person in the room, whether it's your stature, your age, your race, your nationality, your ethnicity, even your language, it can just simply make you feel isolated. And isolation, it feeds confidence. And isolation feeds fear, and that fear will eat at your confidence. So now that we know why we feel this way and what the reality is, we know those things that make us that minority in the room are things we cannot change. So let's see what we can change. That brings me up to part 2, which is preparing yourself before you enter into these rooms. A lot of the times, I already know who the majority are going to be in that room, and I know for a fact whether I am going to be the minority or not. So I tell everybody, research who's in the room. If you're going to a conference, who are the speakers? Who are the moderators? Who are the hosts? Who is this event geared towards? Because a lot of times I end up in rooms that are not per se targeted for me, my age range, my gender, or my race. But I'm going to go in those rooms. So again, research who is going to be in the room so that you're not blindsided. Number 2, or next thing would be to dress with intention, y'all. Appearance does matter. It matters. I used to be such a bookworm and in my head, like intellectual person that I just said forget the mental part of appearance, when in reality it's all about the psychology of how people perceive you, and you want to give yourself the best shot and opportunity at that. So dress with intention. Choose outfits that make you feel polished, that make you feel powerful, that make you feel strong. Trust me, I have been there. I walked in rooms before completely and utterly overdressed and felt so uncomfortable that the look on my face scared people away from approaching me. I've been in rooms where I was completely underdressed, had no idea that this was a suit and tie, blazer and skirt type of environment, and I came in with jeans on and I felt so uncomfortable, so out of place, and like I didn't belong. And one day somebody walked up to me at an event where I was underdressed and felt very uncomfortable, and he said, I didn't know if I should speak or not. You didn't look too happy. In that moment, I realized, oh my God, your fear and your confidence or lack thereof, it shows. It shows. So that's something we can change. Dress to impress. Next, I would say prepare your talking points, prepare your intro, learn how to pitch and introduce yourself so that when it's time for you to speak, you're able to do so with ease and confidence. All right, so we're gonna move on to part 3, which is all about commanding the room. So I would say practice your posture, practice eye contact and tone, right? Posture, I don't know how big of a deal it is in rooms. I feel like I've always had pretty good or decent posture. I just naturally sit that way. But I have been in places where I've seen some people have a little bit of lack in their posture, or more so body language. Just practice body language so that you exude welcomeness, warmth, so that people can want to approach you. Next thing I would say is eye contact. Be okay with making eye contact, and practice it, because sometimes you can stare a little too hard. Sometimes it can come off a little creepy, a little scary. So practice your eye contact and your facial expressions as well. And last but not least is tone. When you're talking, when you're speaking, when you're communicating, practice tone. There are multiple different tones. Talk to yourself. Sit in front of a camera and introduce yourself 1,000 times and figure out which one best suits you. Next will be greet people with warmth and confidence. Something I like to do or started doing to open myself up when I was first starting out networking is that anybody that made eye contact with me, I would go speak with, no matter what, because eye contact sometimes happens on accident, more times than not. You can just simply look over, be scanning the room, and you lock eyes with someone. Instantly, when you lock eyes, when you see eyeballs looking at you and you looking at them, smile, walk up to them, shake their hand. Simple. Last but not least, make some allies, okay? Compliment someone in the room. Ask some thoughtful questions. And that is a really, really easy way to open and engage in conversation without instantly feeling like you have to pitch yourself all the time. It is a little bit more of a natural conversation starter. Oh my gosh, I love your shoes, or you look great, or I heard you say this, or, I overheard you saying you do this. How is that? Do you have a card? Things of that nature makes it easy to open up a conversation. All right, part 4, we're going to be talking about handling microaggressions and awkward moments, because y'all, they be happening, okay? First thing first, pause. Never react first. So pause, breathe, and reclaim your authority in that space. You can use humor or just make a really clear statement to redirect the conversation. And of course, I always want to tell you, please, please, please keep your professionalism. That is something you can never allow anyone to take from you. Keep your professionalism. Do not let people's assumptions, looks, snarks, and snares, do not let them silence you in a room, ever. Number 5, build support systems. So find you some mentors, right, who have mastered some of these rooms that you really want to be in. Take a buddy with you, create networking partners. That way, when you guys can share events for each other to attend and you go together, it is easier to go together as a team a lot of times rather than going by yourself if you're not that comfortable yet. Next, I would say join professional networks, okay? So employee resource groups, young professional groups in your city, things like that will help you just kind of get to networking a lot more and finding people who are like-minded. And then, of course, this ties into that last one, but get you a circle or a friend group who understands you and will help cheer you on. I absolutely love the friend group I have now at just 24 going on 25. I have an amazing friend group where I'll tell them, hey, I have this goal, or my resume got me this interview, and they're cheering me on. Or I tell them I'm going to a networking event, and even if they don't attend or that's not their area, they'll ask me, okay, what's your goal for this networking event? And I tell them I want to talk to 5 people or get rid of 20 business cards. And when I go home for the day, they ask me, how many business cards did you get rid of, right? Someone to hold you accountable but cheer you on at the same time. All right, number 6, mindset, okay? And self-talk. I say affirmations are an amazing thing, right? Use them before you go out in public, especially these networking events, especially in the room where you know you're going to be the minority or you feel that you're going to be one. Hype yourself up. I'm a beautiful young woman. I'm an intelligent Black girl. I am brave, I am strong, I am young, I am smart, I am all things through Christ who strengthens me. Whatever you need to say to encourage yourself, do that over and over and over. And especially when you're getting ready to enter into these rooms. And I want to remind you that your race, your ethnicity, the language you speak, your gender, how you look, your age, none of that got you in the room. You got you in the room. Being true to who you are, your expertise, your intelligence, your knowledge, your professionalism earned you a seat in that room. So you deserve to go in there and take up as much space as you can. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up, but what I want everybody to do is write down 3 powerful statements about your skills and your value. Keep those handy. Repeat them every single time you're getting ready to walk into a new event. And that is going to help you succeed and dominate these predominantly white spaces that a lot of times we aren't welcome in, let alone wanted in. I hope this video was helpful. Make sure you guys like, share, comment, and subscribe. And let me know if you want more videos like this, more so on the professional side, giving encouragement, giving tips on how to navigate in professional spaces as young professionals. Hope y'all enjoyed this video. Again, like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.